Hey guys, what's going on? bofeity here. We're back. Beta is down. Wave 5 completed a couple days ago. But if you do have the beta and you weren't aware, if you hit tutorials, you can not watch videos. You can go to free play here, and there's the shooting range and the helicopter range. We're gonna go to the shooting range here. Really cool because you can really try out every gun, different loadouts and stuff. So here, if you wanted to use the M79, the thumper with the buckshot, we can do that. So this is what the test range looks like. It's pretty cool, actually, that they actually took the time to put something like this in. And you'd think, well, how much can that time, like how much time could it take to put something like that in, right? But it takes time. I mean, someone's got to do it, right? So as you can see, it destroys the target, but then the target comes back up, and you can see where your shots hit, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if there's actually distances, but you can get a distance just based on you hit Z on it. It's gonna tell you 19 meters. So here's 20 meters right here. We're using the buckshot. Oh, it's gone. So it's pretty cool. You can kind of test the limitations. I know with the hunting shotgun, I've gotten out to like 150 meters, which is probably like this guy here. That's 120. So if we were to step back, maybe. Let's see. Oh, you can't actually use the thing with the shotgun. That's interesting. Oops, we got the wrong guy. So maybe this one doesn't have quite as much reach as the hunting shotgun. Let's try this guy here. What is that? 53? Or is that 83? It's 80. So here's 80 meters. It takes him down, so it's pretty cool. If you've never played with the thumper, you have to hit C, and C will change your ammo types. And then you've got this aiming apparatus here. So if we're gonna go for 125 here. Oh, that was short. But I mean, as you can see, you can take your time here. Oh, it's still short. You can take your time and let's try this 60. So we're gonna go to 50, aim a little high. Oh. I'm not sure if it bounced off of him or what. Or is it just short? Maybe it's just short. But as you can see, you can mess around with these with any gun you want. Maybe it's not destroying the target. That's probably what it is. Oops, that's too short. Fuck it, just fucking Willie Pete him. Now if you run into this Willie Pete... Oh, no, you don't catch fire. Okay. But yeah, I guess it's just explosives they don't mess with it, so... Yeah, so you can go in here, you can mess with any gun you want. So here's the grease gun. Now, a lot of people hate the grease gun because of this fucking sight picture here. When you're dealing with like running targets and stuff, you can see how easy it is that it covers it up. So you hit C, then you get this side picture, right? So it's a lot smaller. So all you have to do is learn where the bullets hit. So they hit to the left of the peephole, basically. Now obviously, when you're reaching out, it's going to be a lot harder, so that's probably where you'd switch. So you engage these targets here. Then you can switch and focus, hold sprint and focus. And a lot of people think that the grease gun's pretty shitty because it's a 40 cal or whatever. Or is it 45? Maybe it's 45. But it actually takes people down in one shot still. So it's pretty beastly. I like it a lot. Let's see, we can mess with some sniper rifles too. You get the XM21. There's actually, I think this whole area over here is more for the sniping. I want to say. Maybe not. Maybe it's just, these are just like kind of hidden targets. So let's go up here. Say we're oh, we can't actually get up there, can we? Come on, Tripwire, what are you doing? Teasing us like that. Maybe I can like sprint up there? No, okay. So let's just say we're behind this berm here, and oh shit, what? How far is this guy? How far would you say this guy is? I'd say 70. Let's see. 75. So you can see with the XM21, when you zoom in, it's actually changing your, I don't know if you'd call it your dope, but, so now it's zeroed for 400 essentially. So if I were to take this shot, it'd go way high. Oh, I actually was on target. What the hell? What the fuck? That's not how it works. You're making me look bad, Tripwire. What the fuck? This makes no sense. If it's for 400 meters, it should be going sky high. Shouldn't it? So headshot here, right? What the fuck? That makes no sense. What? So basically it's just a zoom? I don't understand. Am I missing something here? So people were talking about the cover system. So here you can see this is no cover, right? But if I come up to this and I right click, it puts me up over it. So this makes no sense. So headshot here, right? Okay. Now if I zoom in and it's on 700 meters. Oh, okay, 700. But 500, it moved not even an inch. Maybe it moved an inch. That makes no sense. I'm not sure what's going on there, Tripwire. But I actually didn't know that, so, yeah, interesting. Oh, one thing you can do, I forgot to mention, is when you're on a sniper rifle like this, if you hit X, it actually, you know, on some guns it goes to iron sights, or like in Rising Storm. It does that with the SVD still, but with this gun, or the XM21, it actually just kind of lets you spot while still being zoomed, you know what I mean? So you can still see, you can see a target. So say that guy out there. How far is that guy? 190. Okay, so we go, hit X. And we're looking, do we get him? I can't tell. No. Well, I am no sniper, so, maybe this is not a good thing to do. Let's see, what else can we mess with? Shotguns? Yeah, for sure. Duckbill used to be super strong. I remember in the first couple waves, Duckbill was like insane. It was the first wave actually that they had Hoisidian, and everyone was like, whoa, because it's a freaking, you know, urban map. And so this Duckbill, you know, what it does is it spreads the bullets out horizontally, right? And this thing would just destroy people. So if you think of the hunting shotgun now, this was as broken, if not more broken. So it's still pretty decent. I mean, you're still gonna hit targets. How far is this? 50, 30. That's 40. It's close to 50. So you can still hit targets a pretty decent way out there. You're just getting a lot of horizontal spread at that point. So it's more suited towards a close-up. So I mean, if you're just, I mean, you can tell you could just mow people down or miss them. It doesn't matter. Let's see what else do we got. M14. All right, M14 is pretty debated weapon at this point in the game because what they did was they thought, well, not enough people are taking the M14, so we're going to take out the 30-round mags, which were they're plenty common in the Vietnam War. So don't believe any bullshit you hear about there only being 20s, because that was really only towards the beginning. Anyway, so the M14 here. Now the problem with it is, I wish I could clear all these zeros now, but that's okay. So the problem with it is people don't really like the sight picture, which I understand. It's a lot different in real life. If you were that close, you'd be seeing through the back ring as opposed to the back ring really being in the way. So I think the point with this is that it should really be a one shot, right? Because you're using a semi-auto as opposed to the M16 full auto. So I don't know. I mean, could you still be good with this? Of course you could, but it's just, you're kind of taking a hit. And like, everyone uses M16. I mean, it's so easy to use, right? Because of this back ring. Like, you can just put the back ring on people. and do this. I mean, and you can get easy kills. You don't even really have to look at the front sight, so... that's what I do in close quarters stuff. I just look at the back ring and just go like that. And you get easy kills that way. And even at a distance, it's not really going to be a hindrance to you, because then you're going to start looking more towards the front post anyway. But you can see I'm doing 2-shot bursts here. 3-shot, 3-shot. You can get 3 shots out, right, in the same amount of time that you could with that M14, so... I don't know. I still don't think it's a popular choice for sure. I know it's a viable choice, but it's definitely not a popular one. Alright, so you got the MG, M60, right? Now one thing that confuses a lot of people is that the way the bipod system works now, right? You can take the bipod down for some reason. I don't exactly know why you would do that, but you can. And so one thing you'll see is you can you think you're deployed sometimes, but you're not actually deployed. Like, it's hard to explain. I guess it happens more with the Russian one, but so like here you're deployed on the sandbag, so I actually can't even see the story. It's hard to explain, but sometimes you'll think you're deployed, but you're not actually on it. So sometimes you're like here, see? You'd think you'd be on the sandbag, right? But then you're not actually on the sandbag. It's kind of hard to explain. So like here, you think you're on the sandbag, you think you're deployed on the sandbag, but you're not actually deployed on the sandbag. So you can see how much it jumps up now. Because you think you're deployed on it, right? But you're actually just doing this. So for some reason you can do this. I guess it's just because... you know, they want people to go Animal Mother style and just start mowing people down like the old MG42 days, but I don't know. So now I'm deployed and the recoil is a lot less, but I guess it's just something you're gonna have to be aware of. See, now when you're deployed, I mean, there's like no recoil. Of course, you're never gonna do that because you're gonna die if you do that, but yeah. What else do we need to mess with? Flamethrower? No, we don't need to do the flamethrower. Let's go to the Vietnamese side. Oh boy, here's the Mosin, right? Everybody loves the Mosin. Oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, you can put bayonets on. So the thing with bayonets is that they'll affect your, people say they affect your accuracy, but I don't think it's actually your accuracy. What it'll do is it'll affect your, kind of your sight will wobble more. You can see how it's like wobbly. Let's take it off here. It's still pretty wobbly. Maybe not as much. I don't know. It's hard to tell. That's what people say. I don't know if it's true. I think Tripwire would have to put out a statement on that. But yeah, Mosin's pretty beastly. For the most part, it's a one-shot kill. Anywhere like chest or anything like that, it's one shot for sure. I've hit people on the sides, like maybe like right here, and they've lived. Of course, if they get shot like that, they're gonna be bleeding. And with this latest build, the bleed out time is like super long. I'm not sure why they did that. I think it's because they want you to bandage, but now bandaging takes really long. So yeah, it's hard to, I guess it's a hard thing to balance. In the survey, they talked about, what do you think about the bandage time? Is the bandage time too long? Do you think it takes too long to bleed out? And I don't think I ever bled out in this wave, so there's definitely something going on there. SKS. Usually people, if they're using the SKS, it's usually because they're on a sapper and they don't want to use the PPSH because they don't think it has the range. You can see the range on there's a 9 and the PPSH range is a 6. So, but whoops, I didn't mean to switch. SKS, you can definitely reach out to targets. I find this sight picture is really easy on the AKs and the SKS. It's almost the same as the Mosin, so I mean, if you're used to those, it's really easy in the game. Whereas, you know, the M14 has that shitty people. Oh, I missed him. Yeah, SKS is okay. I mean, it's most of the time we were using the AK anyway. All the AK variants aren't listed here, by the way. Oh yeah, here they go. So these are all the AK variants. Let's just talk about the type. Well, let's start with this Type 56 first, right? So, what's the difference between the Type 56 and the AKM, right? So obviously there's different sounds. And if you change it to semi-auto, it has a different sound. This is like the old school. So what's different? The Type 56 has a different front sight post. It's got the whole ring around it. I don't think the recoil is really different on them. I find that, you know, if you're within 50 meters, you can do full auto fine. Just do a couple bursts. That's usually what I do. But if you're anywhere out past that, so let's say that 100 right there, probably want to switch to semi-auto, and you can just tap. And you're probably a lot better off than trying to go like this. Because as you can see, it's jumping around so much, right? So let's switch to the AKM really quick and see. So here's the AKM, which, oh, this is another thing that really bugs me. I didn't notice it in the first waves, but here it goes, right? So here you're on target. All right, so let's say you came around this corner. Oh shit, right? So what do? You turn, you see him, right? Now, some people will take the shot like this. That's fine. But I kind of conditioned myself to drop, right? To crouch and get a more accurate shot. But you see what happens? Look at that. I mean, now in real life, if you hold your arm out straight, right? And you're looking at like the point of your finger, you're looking at your finger and you crouch down, you're still pointing at your finger, right? It's not like it moves and flies up there. So I don't really understand that. So usually what I'll do is I'll just kind of crouch before I aim now, as opposed to kind of aiming and then crouching. So, but anyway, yeah, the AKM, I don't really notice any difference between this and Type 56. I think they both have really similar. Actually, let's look at the stats for them. Okay, let's see. Type 56 here. So power 3, recoil 3. Accuracy, I might just take screenshots and put this on the thing. Let's see here. I think they're exactly the same. Range 8, fire rate 6, 8, 9 accuracy range. And this is 8, 8. So the Type 56 has a little more range, barely, but it has less mobility. How does that make any sense? I don't understand. But, so then let's look at the Type 56-1. This is a side folder or under folder. It's got 7 mobility as opposed to 6. And it's got same range, same accuracy. So here's the thing with the under folder, right? It's like, why would you even fucking use this thing, right? So here's the deal. You hit C, right? And you get this alternate sight picture. Now this isn't like the grease gun. Or the MAT 49, right? Where you kind of you need those because they have shitty sights. And it's usually close quarters. If you're close quarters with this thing, right? And I think you can just cut the animations, by the way. So if you just go like this, and you just, oh, I don't know how I did it before. But anyway, so you're close quarters with this thing. I mean, are you really even aiming to begin with? Right? I mean, you're kind of aiming, you're just kind of bringing it on target and then spraying, but, so let's put the side folder up here, see how much this helps, right? So and generally you're going to be aiming to the left of the front sight post. But, just, I don't know. I guess? I don't know, it just doesn't seem as useful as the other two, but, I don't know, your mileage may vary, maybe. Alright, what else do we have? Oh boy. We got the hunting shotgun, right? So, oh wow, actually I haven't even been using, I was using buckshot most of the time. I forgot about the slugs. Wow. Or maybe there weren't slugs when I don't know, maybe I just forgot to mess with it. Let me see. Huh. Maybe I forgot to mess with it this last wave. But, so you can hit X and do double shot, right? So let's see, let's go for that far target. Oh, wow, we got it. That's 200. Isn't it 200? Let's see. Let's try and spot it if we can. 181 it says. Oh, I missed it that time. Yeah, I forgot about the slugs. Usually in my videos when I'm using this, I'm using the buckshot. So, buckshot is just, I mean, you don't even have to use the double shot, really. So what I do is usually, if I'm running around, I'm just having it on single shot so I can just boom, boom, engage multiple targets. Because usually you're not going to see more than 2 targets together. Very rarely will you see 3. But now if I'm up somewhere and I'm looking out, right, and there's like some dude trying to cross the street or something, and you kind of aim high, and you just double shot it, woof, they're done. There's no, I mean, they're just done. It's just so strong. Look at that, he's gone. So, and of course you can do the, you can have buckshot and the slugs, but I don't know why I'd bother with that. So here's the coach gun, which is a little shorter version. Let's see what we can do with this. It has no front sight posts, which makes, oh, I guess they cut it off, that makes sense. Seems like the recoil might be a little higher on this. Yeah, I mean, it seems fine. I just don't understand why you would use this over the other one. What advantage does this thing have? Maybe it's got higher mobility now? Let's see. Huh. So actually, it has no advantage over the hunting shotgun. A lighter weapon, easier to use in tight spaces, but with reduced... How is it easier to use in tight spaces? Makes no sense. Same with the sawed-off. I don't know why you would use this thing. Unsuitable for any engagement beyond 50 meters. Yeah, you definitely want this. I mean, even close quarters, I think I've very rarely had misses. It definitely has happened, though. But I don't think that using the coach gun would make any difference. It's just me not getting on target, so if I'm taking a shot and it's like... It's to the side or something like that. Alright. Map 49, here we go. So if you got 2 choices with this. You've got the French 9mm, 600 RPM, 32 round magazine, and then you've got the Vietnamese 7.62. So slightly longer barrel, accuracy boost, and it has a 900 rate of fire. Let's switch it up really quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot, now what's the damage on these? Power 3. Huh. Yeah, I don't see why you'd really use the 9mm version ever. But, yeah, so what I was talking about before with this is you hit C, right? And now you have this sight picture, as opposed to this sight picture. Again, you're staring at this big block, right? And it's like fucking, how the fuck do I like... Hey, this is a stationary target. You're like trying to find it and then shoot it. So if you hit C, you can just kind of... Yeah. I mean, for me, that's what I do. I found that works pretty well. Now at distances, of course, it's gonna be kind of harder. You're gonna have to probably focus a bit. Like this one. So, I mean, if I had a pointer, I could point exactly where the aim goes. But it's to the left of that little screw, maybe? Do you see where that screw is? But anyway, that's the Map 49. It's pretty beastly. Is it as good as the PPSH? Oof. I don't know. PPSH is pretty beastly. They both have 3 power, actually. I don't know. I guess the PPSH just seems better, maybe. But it's got a little easier sight picture to use too. You can be a lot faster with it. And of course, you can get a 50-round drum if you wanted to. Is it 50 rounds? 71 rounds. Oh shit. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know. I usually never use the drum just because I don't ever really know if there's going to be a resupply, but alright, so here's the MGs. Oh boy. So this is the RPD, and this thing is pretty fucking beastly. Not gonna lie. Yeah, actually the DP28, oh yeah, it's a Set 54R. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty sweet. I never used this one in the game. It looks a little different than the one in Red Orchestra 2, I think. It's got pretty light recoil actually for 54R, but yeah, I don't necessarily not like that for sure. Maybe it's a little light on the round count, but if you got 4 of those things, yeah, that's pretty nice. And this is just 7.62 by 39, but it also has the tracers in it. I don't remember if the DP28 did. You can't change the barrels, by the way, so there's that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really mess with the MGs too much just because they don't really last long. It's not like Rising Storm 2 where, you know, MGs are like the king. Or Red Orchestra 2, where MGs are king, you know. In this game, usually MGs get spotted so easily that it's not very effective. Even on maps where there's a lot of distance, you know. So here we go. This is the SVD. One thing you'll notice first of all is that it blocks your whole peripheral, but you can switch to irons with X. I mean, it's really impractical to use, but maybe it'll work for you. I don't know. So here you go. You can lead targets with this if you wanted to. I missed him. So you've got your hash marks. I'm not sure how accurate they are. I guess we could kind of test it, right? So here we got this enemy here, which is like 200. So we should be able to put that on it, right? Oh yeah, it did. No, it didn't work. Shit. I'm lying. Yeah, so I guess it's 100, it goes 100, 300 maybe? I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense. It's hard to tell exactly where it's hitting to. But anyway, so this is the semi-automatic version for them, for the Vietnamese. Which is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any problems with it. Let's see, power 6, but the Mosin's a 7. The fire rate on this is only a 2, and the fire rate on the Mosin's a 1, but the scope is probably the biggest difference. Yeah. So this scope is like kind of really funky. But yeah, if you played Red Orchestra 2, you know this. You can do work with it. And yeah, it's probably a one-shot kill. But you also have the iron sights with this one too. So if you needed to switch to this, you could. And then you're just using the regular old Mosin. Alright. Is there anything we haven't gone over? I guess the RPG. RPG, the sound changed in this previous wave. The wave 5, they changed it to sound like this firework. It didn't used to sound like that. But it has that sweet kind of echo sound now. The thing with the RPG is that it goes through shit, right? So it's designed to penetrate. So if you have like a building like this, right? And you think somebody's in there, say they're on an objective, you can just go, right? And so what it does is it'll send, you know, fragments all in through there and kill people. So it's pretty sweet. As far as, I don't think these are gonna just get destroyed, are they? Oh, yeah, it will work, okay. As far as aiming goes, I think past 100 it gets kind of squirrely. That one was okay. But you'll notice it more when you're shooting at helicopters. If you try and shoot at a distance, it like, it'll start fishtailing. So yeah. I think that's it, really. Is there anything I'm forgetting? I don't think so. I guess we can talk about traps too if you want. So these are the tripwire traps. I think you can only have one out at a time. You have this radius you can put them in. Idea being that someone, you know, they run through here, boom, it detonates it. But yeah, I think you can only have one out at a time. So now one thing you'll notice if you're an American, right, and you're trying to say you see this thing, if you shoot it, it's gonna blow up. And that damaged me. And look how far back I am. How far is that? So it's 8 meters. It damaged me for sure. So it's got a really big radius. Other one is the toe poppers. These ones, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like they're kind of hit and miss in this wave. Like after someone said that after you die, they like deactivate, which is a bug for sure. So that one that was 4 meters and it almost killed me. Let's see. What will kill you at? For science. So here's 2 meters. Oh, it didn't kill me. Wow. That's pretty sweet. Maybe I can't die. Maybe that's why. Yeah, grenades. I don't think there's really much to talk about grenades. Oh, there's a punji trap too. So the punji trap is like, you have to dig this fucking thing. And it kind of takes some time. It takes about the same amount of time. You know, they look kind of blended, right? I don't know why that green thing's showing there, but, you know, someone walks in and it smacks them in the face, so, yeah. As far as grenades go, you can't prime these grenades. You just kind of throw them and then they go off, so. Yeah. As far as the American ones, yeah, you've got Willie Pete, you've got Claymores. Let's talk about the Claymores, I guess, because these are pretty fucking useless. Alright, so here's a Claymore, right? Oh, I guess I should mention this. So if you're a pointman, right, you can disarm traps. So say this was like a mine, you could kind of walk up to it and press F, hold F, maybe press F, I don't know. It's not working. But anyway, you can do that to the Vietnamese stuff. So there's our Claymore there, right? So say we were over here and we were watching like over there or something, and then someone comes up, you hit G. As you can see, I had the delay on that, right? So it took a couple seconds. And it basically just shoots out a bunch of fragments. You could sit here like this, but then why don't you just sit there with your gun? I don't know. It seems pretty useless. If it was like motion activated or like a tripwire, then yeah, it'd probably be more useful. But at that rate, you might as well just have a grenade, right? Because grenades, you can at least do things with. So these ones, you can press. You're holding mouse 1, right? You hit middle mouse, it's priming it. So you could come on here and you can figure out 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's probably about 5 seconds, I'd say, if you wanted to get it like perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Airburst. Alright, what else is there? Willie Pete. Yeah, Willie Pete is just basically like a nade that explodes and burns people alive. I think that's about it. You can talk about pistols, but really, nobody even has pistols, really. They took away pistols, and then, for most classes. But then if you go in a tunnel as Americans, you're forced to draw your pistol. But then you don't have a pistol, so yeah. So that's it. Hopefully that kind of helped you guys shed some light on some things, maybe. Yeah, thanks for watching.